Okay, so let's review the agenda items, adopting minutes from the last meeting. Any issues with those minutes?
This is just the amount that we.
Thank you, Stephanie. All right. The next one is approving sale of city-owned properties. This is from the Property Disposition Committee.
Documentation.
We've got the addresses, the offers listed on there. We have
But you're not paying based on these invoices.
Chief of Rest is here if you have any questions, but that's that one.
Yeah.
You good with that?
Good.
All right. Next, resolution authorizing contract with Greater Amsterdam School District approving for a school resource officer at Lynch Literacy Academy for the summer school program.
Yeah, this year they're gonna have it for summer school. It's gonna be an officer out there.
Look at it.
And that's where so they're paying for it.
Yeah.
Is that new? They've never had one of
No,
those?
they never did.
Never summer
years
school.
ago.
Okay.
They had 1 year ago.
Because it's
Superintendent Richard Birdie's asking for a school resource officer
Alright,
to be
so
there, and
Casey's
they
got that
100% of that
documentation
expense.
showing that
Great.
that's what they gave us.
Yeah.
So-
So that contract's in there.
Awesome.
Well, let's take 32. But so that's what Dan's saying is, he's got, Casey's got evidence of the amount that was paid. That's just that.
Yeah, that's just.
Sir, good evening, folks.
I don't know if we should. Hello. Is the mayor right behind you or?
He's a few paces behind.
Invoice have to add up to that.
We should
I,
pay.
I agree, we need to show where that number's coming from, it's not just paying.
It's up to you.
Yeah, we have. All right, so the next one is a budget transfer for the audit. It looks like we underpaid.
And you ask Louise.
We can ask Louise. We'll wait a minute for that.
Yeah, I gotta know that first.
Resolution 217.
Yes, we're on 217, the one about making budget transfers for the audit. So we under budgeted for that.
Yeah, they did some extra work for us this year, they had to do some extra testing, so it came with an additional cost that wasn't budgeted.
These contingency lines, are they from, looks like it's pulling from water and general fund, and so it's kind of distributed over the 4 lines? Okay. Any questions or concerns on that one? All right. The next one, resolution approving memorandum of agreement between the City of Amsterdam and the Amsterdam Police Benevolent Association. I don't know, Mr. Casale wants to take this, or you, or the chief?
I can speak. PBA has been without a contract since 2022. Representatives from the city and the PBA reached an agreement.
You all have a copy of that agreement in the additions of the packet. Any questions on that? I think any of the,
There's a, what do you got? Oh, I don't have that.
in the packet that has
There we
the
go.
contracts,
There we go.
it's in your
What's that?
mailbox.
What's that?
Someone take it?
Well, we both know who that would have been now, don't we?
Chris, it's number 218.
Oh, it's right here. So here's the school district. Yeah.
Oh, so sorry.
No
I saw
problem.
the SR.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to dig through it myself to make sure they were all in there.
Thanks for having my back.
Good help.
Got you, bro.
Alright, so the retro payments for these are coming from ARPA funds, so that doesn't need to change our budget. And everything else will be in here as outlined. Any other thoughts on this one? Or Chris, if you want to ask a question at the end or during the meeting, that's fine too. The next one, authorizing interfund loans for economic development by Alderman Collins.
And if you recall, we had a resolution a few weeks ago, maybe 4 months at this point, where we set up for these. It's just a great option to make, cash available for like kind of, small scale project expenditures. And one of those has already been repaid. We're tracking them very closely. Okay, so.
Yeah, Dan, do you want to speak on this one?
Both of these grants require us to pay out the money before we can get reimbursed. So for us to be able to pay out the money, we need to have access to cash to be able to pay the bills to get proof that we actually paid.
And so we've already done this once and paid it back, so we will.
Exactly. Large amounts, we don't have a choice but to borrow, but for the smaller amounts, we're just trying to use our own cash
Sure.
strategically.
Okay. Next. All right, Phillips, this is a contract 24-220. Resolution authorizing a contract with Phillips, Alderman Marticello.
I contact the mayor and this law firm specializes in foreclosures. They specialize in, and they've been doing the city of Schenectady and the whole capital district. And there's various laws now because of COVID, and that Tony's been following very closely with the mayor. And this firm right here knows every angle and how to foreclose. They know every law. So in order to get the foreclosure procedure started, which we desperately need because so many people are behind and their taxes, but Louise, they are coming in slowly.
Yeah.
They are coming in slowly. So now we can get started with the foreclosure. Hopefully, when the people know that we start with this company, they will know that we are serious, right? We're serious now because now we can go after them. And there are certain stipulations. For example, once we have a foreclosure, and all our expenses are met, then whatever we have from, say a house is $40,000 at auction, that they owe, and they owe $30,000. We get our $30,000 back, and $10,000 is put away. That's how it goes. Now, what I don't understand, put away for how long? That's the only thing I don't know.
3 years.
3 years? Thank you, Mayor. That's the only thing I couldn't find out.
Okay.
And then they can recoup. So basically, with the city, we'll get all our money back, because we have to pay school tax, which we pay up front anyway. County tax, we pay as the money comes in. It goes as prorated. And then the other one is school tax. We have to pay county tax. We have to pay plus our own tax that are due to us. We get plus any expenses that we incur from this company. So now we're on our way towards foreclosure, and hopefully people will get the notice. We're serious. They'll come in, pay for their taxes. They'll keep their homes. We don't want them. Please keep them, but please come in and pay the taxes. Go right ahead.
I have a question about, you mentioned that 3-year period. Are they holding on for the 3 years and then handling that kind of like, what?
We are.
No, we are. And
Yes.
then if the previous owner like sues for that, we are handling that part of
That's
it, not this company. Okay. I just wasn't sure exactly who was
That'd be-
doing what.
That was an escrow account.
Yeah, into our asset. So it becomes our responsibility.
But this,
I think that
attorney-
225 is a pretty good price
yeah, this attorney is doing
parcel.
everything that we
Yeah.
used to do ourselves
before we
internally.
get to that point. Yeah.
And the other thing about the fee, I think is important, is that we are able to deduct this fee or charge this fee to, to the proceeds, right? Tony?
Really to recoup it.
Right, we will
Right.
recoup it. So it's, and right now, when we did this the last time, a lot of people in City Hall spent a lot of time doing what these people will do for us.
Right. And you can't recoup
You
that.
can't recoup that.
Yeah.
So
This
this way.
is a very clear.
And with the new law in place, that says if there is litigation, we're gonna have title searches done as part of this.
Okay.
So
So we'll have that
all-
evidence that we
We're gonna
need.
clean up a lot of the messes that we did. And like the mayor just said, they're gonna do it.
And the system's the mess. We're not the mess.
No,
The system's the mess.
okay?
But it is a big difference over what we did do. This law firm has done it, they specialize in it, they know what they're doing. The checks and balances one of them.
Thank you.
Anybody else? That's right. The next one is also Mr. Marticello, resolution authorizing mayor to execute contract with the county for grass and brush.
On Sandy Drive, we've been doing this for a year.
Forever, right?
Ever since the infirmary has been small, we cut the grass. And then
Excellent. All right. And, all right, so this, we have, this next one is the Forest app, but we also have a consent on our desk, because it's the same,
They're related.
they're related, so they're two separate resolutions.
Correct.
though. Okay, so it's not a
The
replacement.
one on the agenda is specifically for sponsorship of the Restore New York application. And the consent resolution is the option and development agreement with the developer.
In order to apply for a restore grant, the applicant needs to have control of the property, so the option goes along with the grant request, grant application.
Okay.
Does the properties need to match then? Because
I'm sorry?
These are two separate addresses.
They should match.
Oops, good catch, chief.
5862,
Or
3842.
I don't believe so. I believe the property is 58 to 62.
that's what it
Right,
says.
Dan?
It says 58 to 62.
For the
Well,
one in your agenda, but then the consent resolution.
Whereas, Tony?
Your consent resolution says 38 to 42 in the title.
Oh,
And in the body
Yeah.
too. It's in the body as well, in the consent.
It needs to be amended. Just on the resolution.
So the correct is 38 to 40.
58 to 62.
That 38 to 42 came from me. I don't know where I got it.
Probably played a pick four.
Well, since this is a consent, we can make the changes without amending, right? Would be better if
Six
we
of one,
just
half
did
a
it.
dozen of the other. really.
Okay,
We have a written agreement, right, Tony?
Yeah. Yes, the SBL is all spelled out.
okay, yeah, it's an agreement.
Okay, so are there any questions on that one?
Yeah, well, any questions on the Restore New York portion?
I don't think we need to amend anything on that.
Nope, we're good with that. And then we have the audit. Audit's fine. So then the last one is this one for the developer to have the option.
So there's no amendment needed to the contract, it's just an amendment needed to the resolution. My apologies. Just, I would ask a motion to amend 38 to 42 with 58.
Okay. I don't know if you guys want to take it just some time to read through the contract on this. Anything else on the final consent resolution?
Any questions on that, guys? Again, this is the applicant in the restore grant needs to have control of the property. This is the option that would give them control of the property.
Great. We're moving
Okay,
down the road.
so it's 10 out
10 up, we can start
with the engineering.
with the India.
Okay.
Sure.
You're up to-
Yeah, don't touch the camera.
We need some Velcro.
My turn?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, everybody. Briefly, as always, Florida Avenue Culvert, you may have heard me talk about that for years. We bid that thing. William J. Keller is the low bidder at $568,000. Bids being reviewed now, New York State DOT. As soon as it's cleared, I will bring a resolution. I hope that is at the first meeting in June. June 14th, city is submitting our Clean Water State Revolving Fund application to the New York State Environmental Facilities Corp. for the last component of the funding for wastewater treatment plant, water quality improvement project. It's been a long time coming. Like I said earlier to Alderman Marticello, we're on the 1 yard line at this point with this, and it's good. Hydrant flushing, we're in week 3. It's gonna wrap up next week. Again, if there's any complaints, please direct them to my office or to Phil Balke and DPW. DPW carpenters continue to work in the pro shop.
Mike, they were asking me about the golf range and when we can put the slack. That was at the meeting we had, right,
Yep.
Chris? Yes. They were asking about all the parts.
Driving range?
All the parts and everything are for the golf range that the veterans are paying for.
Let me get, I want to get I want to get that bathroom buttoned up. The only thing I still have not figured out how I'm going to do that and I don't want to tear up that course. I will figure it out,
Know how to, okay, get the equipment.
but I've got to get concrete to it without making a tremendous mess in the middle of golf season. There's a way, so it's more a matter of what piece of equipment I'm going to
And
have.
how far we are in the bathroom?
Plumbing's in, they're working on the ceilings and the walls. I haven't been there since last Friday, but it's coming along. The next, one of the most important things we've got to get done there very shortly is I've got to get a new water service brought into that site so that I'm gonna bring a 6-inch line in so that we can run a sprinkler system off it if we need to. I suspect we're gonna need it for the new clubhouse. And then I can take 2 water services off, one for the new clubhouse and one for the pro shop.
Right.
I don't know if that answered your question or not.
Well, it did.
Working on, if you recall, there was a discussion last month about a transfer or authorization to use $800,000 from the water fund balance for filter bed replacements. I've submitted my certification to Department of Health to verify that what we're replacing it with is equal or better. Not exciting, but it was necessary. The transmission line clearing project is nearly done. I expect that to be wrapped up here next week. And lastly, and something that everybody looks forward to, the discussion of the road program. That project has been awarded to Callahan Industries. You folks passed a resolution at the first meeting in May. Contracts are executed. I have the bonds and insurances for that project. And we have a pre-construction meeting scheduled for June 10th, at which time they're going to be given the notice to proceed and go. On the last page of my report, you'll note that I've got a list of streets. The top is the list that you've all seen before. That's the base bid. The bottom, the second table below that are alternates. Nothing's set in stone there. The priorities are not firm, but these are all the streets that we've discussed. You as a council have brought to me over the last many months. The one thing that's not in there that we have discussed, and it's probably worth putting out there now, is the discussion about sidewalk, 1,150 feet of sidewalk on Julia Street and 150 feet,
on Curry.
well, 1,000 feet on Julia and 150 feet on, which one is it? Curry.
Curry Lane.
And that is also, that project is eligible for funding through CHIPS. It's in the $90,000 to $100,000 range, all told, perhaps a little bit less, but it's at the very least $90,000.
It has overwhelming support from the community and from the school district as well. I have a letter written for the city council from Richard Roberti that I'll be presenting with some other documentation from the residents.
But we don't vote on this list per se, like, the contract has been bid and everything, and then like, we've created this list together and you're gonna go through the
So-
list, or?
What we did was, and the way this contract is structured, again, is you see the top list, that's our base bid. We estimated all the different quantities that go into that work.
Right.
And those were the quantities that every contractor bid on and provided a unit price for. And based on the rates that came back in that bid, and specifically those of the low bidder, we are then able to do at least the majority, if not all of the alternates. So I put this out here now for discussion, and there doesn't need to be a firm opinion tonight, because quite honestly, I would not release all this work all at once to the contractor anyway, because it's a unit price job. What we do when we are in the middle of this program, and it's, with the number of streets we have and about 5 miles of center line, it's probably a 3-month process, so at a minimum. We track our quantities on at least a weekly basis, and generally more often than that. So we know whether we're ahead or behind, or winning or losing in the contract in terms of what was projected versus what's being spent. I'm confident that our quantities are substantial enough to cover all the base bid and certainly the majority of the alternates. In large part, that's due to the fact that the way we estimated the costs originally, we're using last year's numbers. This year, we're running about 13% under overall. And that's just really an indication of the 3 biggest items and three biggest expenses you would see in a road program. The top course asphalt, the binder course, concrete, and the cold milling. And those numbers were all under.
So you'll be coming back to the council at a point in time when you know what we've spent and say, I'm ready to do the alternates.
Yeah, and sooner than later. Ideally, in a perfect world, what I would love to have going into this here soon, and again, it doesn't have to be tonight, but I would certainly like to have it at some point in June, is that second table, those alternates. What I would love to have is a priority. Top to bottom, this is 1 and 2 and 3, and so that I know.
Are you gonna have input on that?
Pardon?
Are you gonna have input on that? You visited
I'll have all
all
the input you let me have.
No, I'm just saying.
No, seriously.
In case the council has questions, you'll be
Sure.
able to say, okay.
Yeah,
So
Okay.
absolutely.
So we need to make a decision on Julia soon, but not tonight. In June, we should have a decision on that, right? So that you know what you're working with for the alternate, for the extra money.
He does need whether to go ahead and make all these specs now. In other words, you're just going to delay the project. Either he has.
But they're working on this part of the project first.
Yes, but it takes time, right, Mike, to know that you have to go ahead.
Well, I mean, it's certainly, they're gonna work their way through the first 16 streets fairly quickly. How quickly, that's up to them. But I'm gonna, like I said, by the time we get into July, I'm gonna know where we're at firmly, and I need to have a priority list on those alternates, so I can start releasing those items of work, because you don't want to do it with dribs and drabs. You wind up running out of time when you do that, so it's better to release 5 additional or 10 additional streets or whatever, when you're confident that the numbers are
Right.
what they were bid as and what they're estimated as. If that makes any sense.
It does.
So June's good, like the first, you're gonna talk to us about it in June, so we'll know. Great.
Okay.
Anything else? Yeah, 6 o'clock?
Yep, let's, meeting order, please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Alderman Gus, here. Alderman Holliday?
Here.
Alderman Collins? Here. Alderman Carpenter?
Here.
Alderman Marticello?
here. Okay, motion to adopt the agenda.
I will make a motion to adopt the agenda with one consent resolution.
Alderwoman Christomars?
Aye.
Alderman Holliday?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins? Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
Alderman Marticello?
Okay, we have, no proclamations this evening. Communications and presentations, is that going on?
No, Mr. Spagnolo couldn't make it.
Okay, so
We're all over that.
that's not going on, so we're all set?
Mhm.
Anybody else with talk about anything at this point in time? Okay, so then we are into public participation, so would ever like to speak, please approach. State your name, address, and
John R. Chetwood, 1211 18 Austin Street. Mayor, I've noticed over the years, when we sell property from like the dilapidated buildings that come down, this vacant land that people buy, a lot of times you're just using it to grow tomatoes or whatever. I mean, that should not be allowed. That's not helping out the city. And I think some of this land should be taken back. We should get that land back and sell it to somebody who really wants to use it. I thought that the idea was that they were gonna build on that property, really to help the taxpayer. But if that's only gonna use it to grow tomatoes, maybe grow pot, I don't know now, I don't know. And you know, that's not good. So I think we should try to get that property back. And I noticed that, Kelly, because of my many walks, even just in our area, that's been proven fact. We've had some, there was some fires and stuff, and people bought property and just grew tomatoes or whatever. They keep that area real nice where they're growing the tomatoes, and they're letting, a lot of the lawns are pretty high. People aren't cutting the lawns on a consistent basis either. That's a problem. Now earlier today, I heard you mention about foreclosures. I wasn't gonna bring up foreclosures or anything. I was hoping that we'd have to bring that up. But it seems to me that the responsibility when we have these auctions, is it the new owner's responsibility to pay back those taxes? Or they start, fresh?
from the proceeds of the sale, yes, the new owner they have to make us whole.
They have to make this whole. Now hypothetically, your
No,
elderly.
I'm sorry, no, they don't make us whole. We make whole out of the proceeds of the sale. So if an auction, if we bid a house that is $30,000 and it has $20,000 worth of taxes, we take the $20,000 out of that $30,000.
Okay. Now hypothetically, one of the things that I was thinking about, if you're an elderly person and you got health problems, you own a home, you might have a will to leave it. Then you might turn around and say, the heck with it, I don't want to pay the school taxes because, let the city pay for it. The city's is responsible. I don't want to pay this. I mean, what's to stop people from just saying the heck with it? And that's another thing too. Does that mean that you leave money, you leave a house to a will to somebody? Will that person be responsible for that, for the taxes, the school taxes that weren't paid by the previous owner?
There's different ways to account for all of it. I mean, if the property's abandoned where the taxes haven't been paid, but I want to say for 24 months or more, it can be considered abandoned. Don't hold me to the 24 months because that might not be the right number of months. But we've pursued a number of abandoned properties already, and the mayor and I spoke as recently as tonight about ramping up, to do more of this.
Okay, now, at the last budget session, I brought up about water, Mayor. And one of the things that kind of bothers me, you hear in the paper once in a while of the possibility of a merger between the city and the town of Amsterdam. Now, what would happen hypothetically?
What paper you read?
Well, you know, our own hometown paper that's been around since 1832. That's what it says. Now, anyway, if you know, we sell the water and say, oh, well, you know, money talks. Oh, well, they've been paying 1.5 times more or something. Well, why not have the people from the town of Amsterdam and town of Florida come in and take care of our lawns? We pay some younger people to take care of the lawns, you know, and have them do something like that, to do a little bit more to help out with the city. Because sooner or later, I think we're gonna have to have some type of a merger of things. And, you know, maybe that would be a good thing. That's the same thing, Kelly, remember when we were brought up about Isabel's field, that people were paying more money to use the field and leaving it a mess, bringing the pizza boxes, well, I'm paying more money. Now, just because you pay more money, I don't think you should have to, you know, that solves all the problems or something like that, you know? So, I mean, because we're creating more problems. Every time we knock down a dilapidated building, it's our responsibility to take care of it, because the grass will grow and like that. That could go on for decades and decades. As I stated before, Mayor, you're not gonna have too many younger people gonna buy land from scratch, build a home, you know, currently. That's how important it is for our housing complexes that, you know, have like down on East Main Street and stuff like that. So, I mean, but I can't see no reason why some of these people from the outside come over and help us out. Help us. Okay,
Thank you,
that's
Jack.
good. All right, thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Anyone else, please?
I would like to speak. My name is Terry Romano, and I've written a letter to my alderman. He was kind enough to call me back 4 times. The last time I heard from him, he said the city engineering would be getting a hold of me. I purchased my home in Amsterdam last October, and I moved in and instantly started having plumbing problems. I hired 3 plumbers who I have receipts for, and then finally, I had to hire Perrine Contracting, who excavated to find out what my plumbing problem was. And what he wrote is that the excavation for sewer repair was directed and discovered the pipe is broken on the city side.
What's the address, man?
Oh, I'm sorry.
What's your address?
12 4th Street, Amsterdam.
Fourth.
Mhm. Right,
Okay.
right, that's why
Okay.
I wrote Rich. And anyway, and so he replaced and looking for the headwater service. And he also found out that I had lead piping, and I gave him the go-ahead to go ahead and put the copper in. And now I have found out that the city is also trying to get all of this lead piping eventually replaced. And so maybe I kind of jumped the game by paying for it myself. The total bill for this was $4,536. I'm asking to settle for $4,000. I would be happy with $4,000. And I think that I deserve it because this was a city problem, and I paid for the excavation to find that it was a city problem. I'm not asking for the other 3 plumbers. All I'm asking for is this flat $4,000. And I would really respectfully ask for this and ask that you think about this because this is a really hardship for, not only this, $4,536, but the $1,000 I paid for the other 3 plumbers. So I'm really out a little more than $5,000. I'm asking for $4,000 respectfully, and I'm just really hoping that you can see that this is right and just, and you should be able to help me. I worked for a huge place that had all of these rules and regulations. I know that I am a peg trying to fit in somewhere. And I know that bureaucracies can make pegs fit because I've seen it happen. And I'm hoping that we can settle this here and that I don't have to go begging any further. I really need this money. It was to go towards if I needed in-home care or anything like that later on down the road. And it was part of the savings that went towards that I took this money out of. So if I could be reimbursed, I would really be so appreciative. So just as a concerned citizen, please listen to me. And if you have any questions, please ask.
Has anybody from the city looked at it?
Nobody. I know that Rich drove by and
Has the city engineer looked at it?
no,
Did you
I
call
was
them?
told the city engineer was gonna come by and the city engineer never came by. Now, the neighbors across the street are having almost the same problems I was, and the city plumbers were out there yesterday. Now, they're talking about fixing this street. I think they better fix the pipe underneath the street. Otherwise, they're gonna end up tearing that street up again. It's never been replaced, and I was told it was the original sewer pipe and that it didn't bust, it crumbled.
Okay, man, without further ado, I think we can take care of that problem.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your time.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Brings us to old business.
Controls.
Controllers report, I skipped over. Yeah. Controllers report.
And I do have to apologize, I did not have an opportunity to prepare anything formal for today. I started to when I got interrupted, it's not an excuse, but I do apologize, okay.
We've had you pretty busy doing budget
Little bit.
with us.
Okay. Anything on the budget you want to talk about, anyone?
We do plan on next Tuesday having a special meeting to adopt the budget. We've settled sewer, water, golf. We just have to finish that, the general fund, which we plan to do on Thursday. And yeah, everybody will know everything on Friday when it comes out. But I think it's been a pretty good process. I think we started with a good budget from you. Thank you, Mayor. And we, I don't see any huge changes.
Okay.
Anyone else wanna?
Anyone else have the questions for the controller? Okay, thank you. Then we are now on to new business, old business. Is there any old business? No. New business would be the resolution.
Resolution 2324-214, resolution adopting the minutes of the last common council meeting by Alderwoman Quist Morris.
So moved. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Alderwoman Quist Morris.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
And Alderman Marcelo.
Aye.
Resolution 2324-215, resolution authorizing the sale of city-owned properties by Mayor Cinquanti. Whereas bids were advertised for the below listed properties and sealed bids were received on May 3rd, 2024. Whereas the Property Disposition Committee met on May 10th, 2024 to review all received applications and they would like to recommend the below bids be awarded. Now therefore be it resolved, the below bids are hereby accepted.
So moved. Any discussion on these? Okay, call the roll.
Alderwoman Quist Morris.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marcelo.
Aye.
Resolution 2324-216, resolution authorizing contract with Greater Amsterdam School District providing for a school resource officer at Lynch Literacy Academy for the 2024 summer school program by Alderman Marticello.
So moved, and this, go to the third whereas program, please.
Whereas, in substance, the contract contemplates that Greater Amsterdam School District will pay the city $18,079 per 32 summer school instructional days as per diem amount of $70.62 an hour, as may be appropriate under the circumstances. Further providing that the city shall be responsible for any and all other benefits that accrue to the police officer's city employment, and further providing that Greater Amsterdam School District shall pay additional for any time beyond the 32 days, 160 hours. It is hereby resolved that the attached agreement with the Greater Amsterdam School District is hereby authorized.
Call the roll.
Alderman Marcelo?
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars?
Aye.
Alderman Holliday?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
Resolution 2324-217, resolution authorizing budget transfer for the annual audit by Alderwoman Collins. Whereas budget transfers are necessary to pay annual audit costs that were not sufficiently budgeted for 23-24. Resolved, the controller is authorized to transfer funds from the 23-24 fiscal year budget as follows.
So moved. Open for discussion. Call the roll.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars?
Aye.
Alderman Holliday?
Aye.
Resolution 2324-218, resolution approving memorandum of agreement between the City of Amsterdam and the Amsterdam Police Benevolent Association by Mayor Cinquanti. Whereas the City of Amsterdam and the Amsterdam Police Benevolent Association are parties to a collective bargaining agreement which expired June 30th, 2022, but is continued in effect by operation of law. Whereas the city and the PBA have been engaged in negotiations for a successor collective bargaining agreement. Whereas the parties have reached a memorandum of agreement setting forth the terms of the successor collective bargaining agreement for the period of July 1, 2022 through July 30th, 2025, a copy of which.
So moved. Open for discussion. Call the roll.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars?
Aye.
Alderman Holliday?
Aye.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Resolution 2324-219, resolution authorizing interfund loans for economic development by Alderwoman Collins. Whereas the City of Amsterdam is often required to cover the cost of project expenses that will be subsequently reimbursed by grant funds. Whereas the city has been in practice of issuing bond anticipation notes to cover the upfront costs of large grant-funded projects.
Can go down to the resolve.
Resolved that the City of Amsterdam authorizes the following entry to establish temporary interfund loans. Interfund Loan 1, with the general fund is temporary lending $50,000 to the capital fund for the Complete Streets program. Interfund Loan 2, the general fund is temporarily lending $50,000 to the capital fund for a multimodal train station program.
So moved. Open for discussion.
Yes.
Call the roll.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars?
Aye.
And Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Resolution 2324-220, resolution authorizing contract with Phillips Lytle LLP for the prosecution of in-rem foreclosure action pursuant to RPTL Article 11 by Alderman Marticello.
So moved. Discussion.
I have a question. Louise, by utilizing this, you put money in the budget for us to do this internally?
What money is involved there?
No, I'm not talking about this money.
Oh,
I'm talking about like postage and stuff and just checking it. We'll talk
Gosh,
about
I
it
have to go
tomorrow.
back and look.
Yeah.
I feel like we did,
Yeah.
So
but I
that
will
could
double
be
check.
an adjustment that we could make.
I'm just asking
Yeah.
if, just to point
That
that
could
out.
help, yeah.
oh, you mean the revenue?
Pardon?
You mean the revenue?
Not the revenue, nothing to do with the
expense.
revenue.
It might
This
be an
is the expense, there's expenses
Certified
associated,
mail.
certified mail, things like that. I don't know what it amounts to, but I thought you could take a look at that and just see.
I got it, yeah, the title searches, that's not included in this 225, right?
Correct.
Oh, that does not include title searches?
No, title
Okay.
searches will be with KCS, $100 a parcel.
But aren't we gonna incorporate that into his agreement?
That's in addition to the 225.
Right, in
It's
addition
already
to the
built
225.
in.
So
Yeah.
they'll do the title searches, but the fee is gonna still be there, or they're gonna initiate the title searches.
We are gonna-
KCS Abstract will do the title searches.
But they'll coordinate that with them.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Okay. This seems exciting. See how this works out.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars?
Aye.
Alderman Holliday?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
Resolution 2324-221, resolution authorizing the mayor to execute contract with County of Montgomery for control of grass and brush on county highways by Alderman Marticello.
So
Whereas
moved. Discussion. Call the roll.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars?
Aye.
Alderman Holliday?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
Resolution 2324-222, resolution in support of application through the 2024 Restore New York Communities Initiative Municipal Grant Program 58 to 62 Forest Avenue renovation by Alderman Marticello.
So moved. Does anybody want clerk to read this? Call the roll.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Christomers.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
And Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Resolution 2324-223, resolution approving the audit by Alderwoman Collins.
So moved. So moved.
Any discussion?
Discussion. We'll call the roll.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Christomers.
Aye.
And Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Resolution 2324-224, it's a consent resolution authorizing contract with AMS Development Partners LLC for the sale and development of 3842 Forest Avenue.
I'd ask for a motion to amend the caption in the second whereas paragraph, to amend from 38 to 42 Forest and replace with 58 to 62.
As well as the title.
That's the caption. Caption, the second, the title and the second whereas.
Oh, that's the caption, okay.
On the amendment.
I thought you just meant a second.
On the amendment.
Oh, go ahead. On the amendment.
Somebody move that?
I did.
Make a motion.
On the amendment.
Are you making that motion? Okay, Alderman Marcello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Christomers.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
And Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
As amended, Alderman Marcello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Christomers.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
And I want to thank the council, I want to thank Dan Gray and Tony Casale. This was a bear to put together in a very short amount of time, and good job, so thank you very much.
Thank you. Did I hear
I
you?
think the mayor's asking for an executive session regarding purchase and sale of real estate that we, Public Officers Law, Section 105, Sub 1, Sub H. If you're so inclined to make that motion.
Oh, absolutely.
Someone want to make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
Alderwoman Christomers.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Won't be long. So
Thank you.
very much.